Hi, this is John Cartmail, and this is the second part of my video, just taking us around the navigation and the buttons that allow you to move through RemedyNotes. In the first part, we pretty well covered all the buttons up in this part of the screen, and so I'm just going to continue working our way down the screen. And here you may be able to see there are some little green up arrows and down arrows here, and this is what allows us to do the sort. And you can see that the little message has popped up there saying that this down arrow is about sorting in descending order, and the up arrow is about sorting in ascending order. So here what we can do is we can just kind of turn this column round. At the moment it's sorted by name in ascending order, and we can just click on this, and what this has done is it's put the bottom of the alphabet at the top, and then if we do it in ascending order, then it puts the start of the alphabet at the top. Okay, and the same thing will apply to this is the kind of a sort number, which allows us to control the order in which these records appear, and if we wanted to, we could sort these into ascending order, and that will put the lowest number at the top. In this case we haven't got that many sort codes applicable, so we'll do it in descending order, and then we can see that here we've got just a few of these categories have been given a code of 10, and that means that they when we do it in descending order, they get taken to the top. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Alright, now we've got another button here which we've already looked at, which is the one that says I'd like to go and look at this particular record in a form view. So if we click on that, we'll then go and look at all the information we've got on the category thallium, and then we can take ourselves back to the list by clicking on the list button. Alright, this then takes us to what we've got here on the bottom of the screen. We've got a quit button, and if I click the quit button, then we will quit out of RemedyNotes. There's a sharing button, and that takes us to the part of RemedyNotes that allows us to share the notes that we've been making with our colleagues. And then we've got the welcome button. If I click on the welcome button, it takes us to the welcome screen, which has information about who the software is licensed to. And interestingly, here what we've got, perhaps I'll just talk you through this. These are what are known as tabs, and tabs allow us to put quite a lot of information onto a single screen. So where we come through to here is the overview tab, and that just gives basic information about who the license is held with, and in this case it's me, it's John Cartmail. It tells me what version of the software we're looking at, and it gives me my license code. But here, if I click on this second tab, it's like a button. It just takes us onto a new piece of information, and here we're looking at preferences, and preferences allow me to have some control over how the information, how the software operates. And here we've got the possibility of doing a soft backup, and a soft backup is a way of making sure that every time I quit from RemedyNotes, that a copy of the data will be kept, and that happens automatically if I request it. That's something I would suggest would probably be a good idea for everybody to do. At the moment it's set to no, but very easily I can click on here, and then the soft backup will take place. Okay, so that's something that we can easily just flip-flop between. Then there's a way of controlling how things display. In RemedyNotes, when we do a find, there's a choice. We can either go to a list of everything that we've found, or we can go to the first record in that find and look at it in the form. And that's something that you will make a choice on yourself, and you can control that. And then we've got control over how things get sorted, and a choice also over how a rubric is set up, and we'll look at that later on. Okay, so I think from there we might well just take ourselves back again. So we click on the go back, and here we are at that thallium record that we had generated before. And I think that we probably looked at everything we wanted to look at on the list presentation. So now maybe we'll look at things on the form presentation. And basically, if I just show you where the buttons are here, we've got the tabs here, and the tabs allow us to look at things in slightly more detail, but basically here in the overview we've got an overview. We've got the access to everything that we've got for this particular record, and here we've got a number of, so this is a record for thallium, and here we've got a number of portals, and a portal is like a window into one of the other tables, and this is the way that we can link our records to records in the other tables. So here we've got, this is the category group portal. So here category group, you remember, is a kind of way of linking together different categories and say these categories are linked in some way. So here we've got thallium, and we've got a category group portal which takes us through to a category group called elements. So here we can go and have a look at this. Now there are two ways we can do that. Here we've got a green button, and the message is this will show all these records in category group. So if we had multiple records here, then we could click on that, and that would take us through to those multiple records. Well, in actual fact, we've got one of those over here. Here we see there are 10 remedies linked up to thallium. So what we can do here is we'll use this one here. So if I click on this green button here, it's going to take us to all of the records that are in this portal, which is looking at remedies, and that's accessed through family tree. Okay, so here I'm just going to click on that, and it should take us through to the remedy table, and we should find ourselves with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 remedy records that have something to do with thallium. Okay, so I'm now going to take us back using the back button. So this green button here beside the found will in each case show us the records in the related table which appear in the linked portal. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now again, the green button here is going to take us away from this category table, and it's going to take us in this case to look at the category group record that we've got linked here, which is the elements category group. So if I click on this, and there we are, we're in category group, and we're looking at the record for elements. Okay, let's just take us back to where we were before. I managed to click the button twice there. So here we are at elements, so we're going to go back to thallium. So this green button, wherever we find it, is going to take us to this specific record in the table that we're looking at the portal for. Okay, so here I could click on here and it would take me through to the single record for Thallium arsenicosum. Alright, so here then we've now got a red button, and this red button says that it will find all the category group records, so all the category records linked to this category group. Okay, so we're going to stay in the category table, but we're going to look at all the category records that are linked to this elements category group. So I'll just click on that and we'll just see what that actually does. So here now we've found 110 category records, and these are all the category records that link to a category group called elements. So let's just take ourselves back to where we were before. So here we are in the category table, and we're looking at a whole lot of category records that are linked to elements. Okay, fine. What I would like to do now is I'd like us to just have a quick look at the remedy table. So I'm just going to go to remedy table now, and I'm going to go to the form version, and what I want to do is just look, because what we've got here is another button that we're going to see. In fact, in order just to make it a little bit clearer, because that will also show up in the notes portal, and we don't have any notes for this particular remedy, which is Thallium aceticum, I'm going to do a find. Okay, so I'm just going to do a find, and I'm going to find for, I think probably with aconite we might have some luck. So I'm going to select aconite, and I'm just going to complete the find there, and I'm going to take us through to the form. So here now we've got a blue button showing up here, and the blue button is all about assigning a default. In this case it says make this record the default note. Okay, so here is where our default note sits, and this is a default note that's been taken from one of the notes that I've got, and we can change what that default note looks like by clicking on this one. So we may say I want this to be my default note for this remedy. So I'll click on it, and now our default note has changed. I'm going to actually pop it back to where it was before, because actually I think this is probably a fuller and more useful default note. So I'll remove it again, and there it's reset itself. So the blue button is all about setting a default. Here we've got a default category of acute, and I can choose to have the default to be any of the categories that I've got sitting waiting here. So you can see that I've got various categories here, and what I'm going to do is I think I'll just leave it as it is in actual fact, because acute is a fairly helpful default for this. So here I think we've probably done enough looking at the various buttons that we've got, and so I think I will leave our video here, but there are more videos to look at, and I invite you to enjoy them, and thank you very much for listening.